Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our very first episode of Civilization 5. As you can see, we are currently playing as the Japanese Empire and they are going to conquer a very vast piece of land.
Well, let's begin this journey. A journey with up and downs, left and rights, wrong and rights, but above all, a journey which you can learn from and inspect.
Shall we just create the city?
Well,
Directly.
we should go with the first thing that comes into mind, and that is this place.
I think this is Great Britain, Ireland,
Yes,
and well,
yes.
then this will be France, Belgium,
Yes,
and the Netherlands.
you're speaking truth.
Let's choose some production, a worker.
Yes,
Do you
of
think
course.
that
You
as
should
well?
always start with a worker. And after
Always.
that, you want to go with mining, because
Mining, of
those pesky
course.
woods need to go away.
That indeed is true. I really like this spawn. What do you think about it?
Well, I love this spawn, and look at England and you see those ruins. You never know what's in it, and that's what makes it beautiful. It makes it beautiful, the mystery of it. The mystery that you don't know what's in it.
Well, I think it's very cool that we already know where we have spawned, because well, when I play this game, I don't know where I am until we get, well, a couple of wonders or something very obvious in the world, and
Well-
which we have just found directly right now.
Well, this is a really easy spawn to recognize, because you never see anything like this, like Ireland and England in the game, so this is really a trademark.
Well, with that said, we will be back once we find something worth mentioning. Well, as you can see, we have just found a natural wonder, the Rock of Gibraltar.
And this only confirms our first insight on the place that we have spawned. And yes, it is confirmed that we have spawned in Europe.
With the finding of the Rock of Gibraltar, we also have found some ruins over here, which we will explore now. Advanced weapons from the future,
Well, this will make us a bit
stronger.
stronger, and it will give us an advantage over the enemy.
I
at this
don't know
point.
what happened to Spain, but I think it misses some tiles.
Yes, I also think it shrunk a bit, which can be due to some heavy weather or things, but we have just discovered a pretty intimidating man. He
I
has
don't
a
think
nice
he's
sword
intimidating.
and a burning city behind him, which
Indicates his city where he spent all his youth, so perhaps it's the opposite of intimidating.
well, I don't think so, because this man will destroy everything in his path when you block it.
As you can see, Kyoto is going to level up. The citizens are going to grow.
Well, there has one citizen be added to Kyoto, which doesn't mean that one citizen has been added to Kyoto, but it means that a lot of citizens have been added to Kyoto with the value of one citizen.
Well, he explained that very good. Well, I don't think there's going to become anything worth mentioning, so we're going to be back once we have got something worth mentioning. We have just researched our first technology, mining.
And look at that quote from G. Paul Getty. Only he can tell us things like that, and that is truly amazing. The way he speaks, the way he tells us that, and just the way he, well, opens our minds to new things. I love this guy about those things.
Shall we work our way towards calendar so we can construct some plantations?
Well, you can do that, and I think that's the best thing to do. But is it the most roleplay thing to do?
Well, I think so, because, well, they have very lots of plantations of rice and, no, not grain, but you know.
Well, that's really true, but didn't they first invent pottery?
I don't know, I don't think so, because the Japanese culture is so resemble because of its rice addiction,
Well, why are we researching pottery then?
because it leads to calendar.
But if they didn't research pottery before the calendar, how can this even happen?
I don't know, but I think it's just an overall research tree, which doesn't, well, apply to people trying to play this game role-playing.
Oh, so this is like the general way it happened, not the historically accurate way it happened.
Yes.
Oh, that explains a lot. An awful lot. We will be back when something is mention-worthy.
Well, whilst battling some barbarians, we have created workers. We're creating some scouts to scout this area, and I think we have just found ourselves a border of a city-state.
Well, it gives a really nice twist to the game when you are close to a city-state, because you can do two things at that point. You can destroy the city-state and you can annex the city-state. But if that is that really what you want? Because you can also become friends with the city-state and act as if the city-state is a puppet of yours.
Well, I think because of the strategic space it occupies, I think we should annex it.
Well, but can we annex it? Because city-states are known to be quite strong, exceptionally in early game.
I think we can't just yet, but they have an irritational personality, not a maritime one, which is very focused on military, so we might be able to conquer it once.
Okay, but time will tell. Time will tell.
Lord Askia of Songhai is asking us to cooperate. I think we should do it, but what do you think?
Well, I think we shouldn't negotiate with terrorists.
But it's in our own advantage, so we can deal with them later.
Look at that city behind him. That is the future. That is a prediction of the future of our cities.
I think it's a prediction of his future, because that is an Arabian city and we are Japanese, so we have Japanese cities.
Well, you explain that perfectly, and by that explanation I will go with your choice and let us work together.
Thank you. We are allowed to adopt a policy. I think we should roleplay this one as well.
Well, liberty is really out of the question when we are going for the role-playing aspect of this game, and then you have a discussion between tradition and honor. And when you look at the people, their traditions are based on honor, but that leads to honor being based on following traditions. So it's really a kip or egg situation here. And what was first, the kip or the egg?
You mean the chicken?
Yes, the chicken, the chicken.
I think the egg was first. Well, I know the egg was first,
Well,
because it's just logically.
Well, that's really the smart choice you can have here. So that will lead us to go to honor.
And with that said, we will be back in a
In a
bit. Whilst exploring, we have just found a third or a second ancient ruin, so we're going to explore it. And some...
30 culture, and this has a really big impact on our culture level. Not when we are further in the game, but you can really set the parallels between this and a hobo and a rich man, because 30 euros to a hobo is really a lot for a hobo, but it's not for a rich man. 30 euros for a rich man is just like a fart in the wind. So that is the parallel I drew between this, and we have just found another ruin. The ruins keep coming, and that is what we know about Europe. Look at those cities in Europe and you see only ruins.
Yes, that's true. As you also might notice, we're exploring a vast piece of the map. And well, we'll keep on exploring for you guys until we have something mention worthy, but we're going to explore those ruins first, because
Well,
I'm really anxious to know what's in there. Well, something
we have just gained 1 population, people, and this is really amazing, because this will go from 3 to 4.
2 population.
Have we gained 2 population?
2, but it was just 2 turns away from being a level higher.
Oh, so it didn't really have that much of an impact, just 2 turns of time spared.
Yes.
Well, I'm quite depressed.
I'm not. Just researched calendar, which will make us able to, well, use those things that we have in our possession. Dice. We can choose a new research. I think we should go with archery, because, well, that is just very nice to have, because we're going to go to the offense for the city-state.
Well, we could also go for animal husbandry, which is also not quite that stupid of a choice.
But which animals do you want to husband?
Well, I don't know, but it's always nice to have animal husbandry.
Then I think we still should go with archery, because we're going in the offensive against Kathmandu.
Okay, we will have it your way.
Very nice. Vienna has been met.
Well, they provided us with a gift of 15 gold, people. And why would they do that? Because they know we are going to be angry at them.
Not just yet.
Well, but still quite.
And we are allowed to adopt our second policy, which will be very straightforward because we will go with a professional army. And while discipline will lead to that, do you think this is well?
Well, this really is the way the Japanese evolved through their social policies, so this is not the best option in a gameplay kind of sense, but it's also the best option in a historical sense.
That's very nice said. Consul Hiawatha of the Iroquois has been met.
And this man seems to be quite in touch with nature, but he isn't quite in touch with his mind, only his soul.
We have just explored a bit. We have found Genoa, Stockholm, Brussels, Vienna, and Monaco, Belgrade, and I think that was it. As you also can see, we went for these ancient ruins. That hurts.
Well, it does. It hurts right in the feels, just where it hurts the most.
As you can see, it's just a little bit optimism left yet, because they have some barbarian workers, which we can capture and use for our own production.
Well, it will be quite a journey to get those workers back to our capital, because it's well, quite a distance. Well, if we could go from Spain to Africa via the Strait of Gibraltar, it would be a lot easier, but that isn't the way the game rolls.
I don't think we can, but perhaps we can make a transport ship. As you can see, we're building some settlers and researching animal husbandry. Can we? No, we can't, unfortunately.
Well, those settlers will lead to a new city eventually, and that will greatly increase our powers in this game.
Well, it indeed will. Where do you think we will build this city?
Just in the center of Spain.
Spain? Why
Yes.
Spain?
Well, it will give us a nice opportunity to expand into Africa, which has a lot of good resources, and also it's just that when you have a city in the middle, it will conquer a whole of Spain, and you have like a little island of your own, of your empire.
That's true.
That gives a good feeling to have. A really secure feeling, which is a good feeling, because people like to have security in their lives.
Just researched animal husbandry, and after a bit of discussion we will research masonry, because that will lead to construction, and in construction you can construct the Great Wall.
And that will be amazing. It will protect our borders around Kyoto or the city it will be built in. Probably Kyoto, that will be the most logical thing for us to do, and that will be nice. But I have one question. Will the Great Wall go through the water? Because we have some tiles in England from Kyoto.
Only thing I can say, I hope so.
Because the Great Wall won't be stopped by borders. Because it is a border itself.
Just met a very unstable person.
Well, this is a man of power, and he got his power from being unstable. This man will do things you never expect, and that is his strength.
I think we should build our city here, because, well, that will create a trade route between this city and our capital.
And of course, it's a golden spot, and you gotta trust the golden spots.
Let's wait for the next turn. We have captured these workers, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that yet.
No you didn't, but now you did.
So, what will the city be called?
I don't know, but my suggestion says it's Tokyo.
Tokyo.
A very original name, never been used before.
Do you think so?
Well, I am pretty
let's see.
sure.
Well, thank you, game.
This isn't the... Set them on Audio Explorer. Or were they?
They were, but they were Osaka.
Well,
I thought that just could not be true.
Well, it wasn't true, and you thought right, but you can never know afterwards if you thought right, because a lot of people will take advantage of you not knowing if you can know that you thought right. So they will just say afterwards, well, I thought that, but beforehand they don't say that they thought so.
We have just gotten the ability to construct the pyramids, so we will go ahead and do that, because the tile improvement rate will increase by 25%, or the construction speed.
And because after all, this is a role-playing game, and we have to do things that are historically accurate.
So, as you all might know, the pyramids have been built in Japan. We're yet again allowed to adopt a policy, so well, straightforward once again.
Military Castle. It will grant us a lot of good things regarding happiness, because as you can see, our happiness has risen from 5 to 5, and that is an amazing increase that will lead to some great happiness throughout the empire and some great happiness throughout the world. And everybody is in the pursuit of happiness, a pursuit that never can be finished, because you can't reach happiness, but it can be made, and the journey to happiness is even making you even happier than the end result of happiness.
As you can see, we have purchased a second unit of workers, or a third unit, including the African ones, and we are building it on a very strategical place, as you can see, historically accurate once again.
Well, this is amazing, because normally the pyramids were in the middle of the desert, which provided that the pyramids would really pop out of the landscape, because, well, the desert was really flat and the pyramid was really pointy and high. But in our place there aren't any deserts, so it can't pop out anywhere except on the sea, because the sea is really flat, and then the pyramid can really pop out of the sea and have that same effect that it had on the desert. And that is what I like about the pyramid being placed on that place, because they couldn't go for the full historically accurate thing, so they did the closest thing possible in the sea.
Ramses II asks us to work together. I think he wants to help us with constructing those pyramids.
Well, I think he wants to steal the pyramids from us. We are stealing the pyramids from him right under his nose, and I think he is going to set up a plan to prevent that from happening, and he will go to far heights for achieving his goal of stopping us from constructing the pyramids, even if that has to go with stabbing us in the back after we have constructed a pact to work together.
Perhaps we can stab him in the back earlier than he gets the opportunity to stab us in our back.
Well, that's quite optimistic of you to think that, and you have to look out, because optimism is feeded by despair, and sometimes the despair shines through the optimism, and people will pick that up. They will sense that there is some despair in you, and they will capitalize on that. They will utilize the despair in you, and they will destroy you from the inside out.
Are you that negative?
Well, after a lot of events in my life, they have made me a bit of a bitter man, and this is one of those things that you learn throughout your life, that people aren't really that good as they seem.
But can we just get to the point and answer my question? Yes
Well,
or no?
I think yes.
Well, alright then.
Let's work together with a backstabber.
With researching construction, well, it took us to the classical era.
And this era is quite classic, given that it is the classical era. This era will give foot to some amazing technologies, and this will lead to I think the Renaissance, and that is really amazing of this era. This era,
Renaissance? I think you've just skipped the medieval era.
well, that could be the case, and yes, the medieval era, the Renaissance, that is the order it goes. But after all, the classical era is a really short era, only one technology big in length, and that is not that it has no really important technology, because this era is
Very
almost as
important.
important as the medieval era. It is only that the importance is really concentrated in a few technologies instead of lengthened out throughout the era.
I think this is very straightforward. We just need to go with ironworking.
Yes, you're right on this one.
Only on this one.
No, on a lot of things. Not always quite that right, but sometimes you're left, and that can be the case.
Yeah, is getting a bit confident of our friendship.
Well, if this man thinks we are on his side, he is quite getting ahead of himself.
I think this opens up some nice opportunities for us to, well, just grab.
The power?
Well, I think if we just give this man those dice, because, well, it will not decrease anything of us, because we have gotten 2 tiles of dice, so we don't have anything that is negative.
Well, but it's just the fact that he can expand even further, because he has a better empire, and that will provide us in the long in the long term with some more negative effects that we didn't expect in the short term. And that is quite childlike to do, because childs don't think in the long term, and we should think in the long term, because we are grown men.
Well, I think is very good for the long term, because as you can see, he will trust us more when we give him this, and then we can get a backstab rather easier than we could before if we would not have given him this.
Well, that is true. We will get easier in the backside of him, and the stab will hurt even more.
You're truly a great leader. I'm
Well,
very pleased to
he-
see him notice that.
He compliments us on our leadership, but we are truly a great friend, if you could say so. Or we are truly a great fake friend, because a real friend we won't be with him.
Well, can we, discuss something with him? Because we need to ask something of him as well. Oh, not this tab. Do you know where?
I don't know where.
Diplomacy overview?
No.
Or perhaps?
No. You're completely wrong. You just went completely wrong.
No, I did
well.
not.
You didn't.
I never do. Just kidding. Let's see how many city. You don't. You see, he has only got one city, and we have got two already.
Well, should we just ask his gold per turn? Or just his gold?
I think 50 will suffocate.
60.
60, 55, in between.
Well, we gotta find a middle ground between our opinions.
Unacceptable, he says. I'm really devastated by this news.
Well, I find it unacceptable that he finds it unacceptable.
I don't know what is the
This
positive
isn't-
side for us.
Well, this man is really not that smart and not that good with money, and that is probably why the city is burning behind him.
I think this is the right time for a food review. Food review.
Yes, I'm also thinking that, but in a few minutes. So, in a while, crocodile. See you later, alligator.
I think we are very liked amongst the community of civilization.
Well, look at him sitting at that horse. Look at his attitude. Look at how confident he is. He is truly disgusting, and I don't want to see him ever again. So let's work together.
Very nice.
Well, people, we are nearing the end of the episode, and that is the amazing and most efficient time to do the food review of the day, or of the episode, because, this is the only episode of the day, because it's also of the day and also of the episode. This is the food. Krusty Croc. Japanese mix. Yay-coated pindas. This is a really nice product. It is Japanese, which is in the trend of the game, or of this playthrough, because the game isn't based around Japan, but it's based around a lot of civilizations. But this playthrough is well based around Japan, and this product is like, it has a nut in the center, which is surrounded by a bit of a crunchy substance, which is surrounded by sesame seeds, which is at his turn surrounded by a sugary layer, which is quite sticky to the fingers. So that's a thing you need to get noted on. Now I'm going to get a first bite, and I'm first going to let it sip in my tongue so that the sugary substance can really extend its flavors into my mouth.
I think it tastes amazing, but do you hear that crunch?
Well, it has a little mint berry flavor, and it's a mint berry crunch, and I like that about this product. It has the crunch, but then also it has some softness in the middle. And I like the duo that it gives, the yin and the yang. That is the thing I like most about this product, and that gives me a good feeling when I eat this product.
That's nice.
The flavor is really nice at that. It has a lot of flavors going on, and those flavors are balanced perfectly. They are balanced so well that it just seems like one flavor. And when you have that, when you have multiple products concealing into one flavor, you know you have a good product in your mouth. And that is the feeling you want to have. And when you swallow it, the satisfaction kicks in. And when the satisfaction kicks in, the satisfaction is large. And it's so large, I can't even describe how large it is.
Can
And we
you
get-
describe the taste? Because, well, you say all those tastes combined together into one taste.
Well, it tastes like, well, you know, you have 5 different tastes on your mouth, and all those tastes are stimulated equally. So it has a really balanced yet different taste.
That's
And that is the thing
nice.
I really like about this product. So I want to get on to the smell now, and the smell is really amazing. And we have first to talk about Ramses. What is he What is he
Well,
going on here?
a thing says, being on such good terms, I couldn't help but notice that you'd become friends with Shanghai. I have done the same thing. Perhaps this makeshift alliance will lead into great things in the future. Well, that's very nice.
Well, this seems to be the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity of War and the trio that will conquer the whole world. But I want to go into the smell right now. The smell of this product isn't really there. It has a bit of a smell going on. Not that quite strong of a smell, and the smell really isn't like the taste. That could be that you only smell the outer layer, because the smell from the inner layers can't penetrate to all those layers above it, and that will be one of the reasons that the smell isn't really like the product itself. Is this product healthy for you? Well, all the products that are used in the product are healthy for you, but combined they really aren't. There are a lot of chemical things going on in this product that will make it really not healthy for you. And also in a survival scenario, you don't want to have this product. In a survival scenario, you want to have the best tasting products, and this product has a really good taste, but you want to have like a variety in taste, and that isn't offered by this product. So in a survival scenario, it isn't recommendable, and just for general purposes, it's also not really recommendable, because the taste is so the same with everything you eat. And that will give us to the try before you die factor of this product. This product is really a try before you die product, just because there isn't really a product like this product out there on the market yet, and you want to have tried everything before you died. So that will make it really nice. Also, one thing I want to mention is that everybody knows I'm allergic to nuts, and this product has some nuts in it, and that will lead to some great problems further down the line in 50 or 30 minutes. It depends on how fast my digestion works today. And I have to do something about that, and maybe I have to go to the doctor this evening. So when you are allergic to nuts, you still should try this product, but you have to make sure that a doctor is nearby. And that will leave us to the last part of this food review, and that is the rating. On a rating from 1 to 2, this product is rated a 1, just because it's such a nice number. It's round, it has a lot of really nice entities to it, and it's a prime number, and I love prime numbers. I love my numbers to be prime, and I love prime numbers in general. So that was the food review of today, and well, I hope you liked it, and I hope you found it informative, because that is the purpose of the food review.
That was another very amazingly food review given to you by Luther, my very nice wingman.
And Martin has commented on my very nice food review. Thank you, Martin, my wingman commander, chief officer, head officer, commander,
The
empire
third brigade.
ruler.
Well, I think that makes a very nice ending to this episode.
Well, on the ending of this episode, if you really liked this episode, you can always like the episode. If you want to say something to us, you can leave a comment, because we don't get that many comments, and that will lead us to reading every single one of your comments, which will be quite amazing for us, because we love feedback in general. So also, if you want to see more of these kind of videos or more food reviews, you can always subscribe, and we will get you notified when the next video drops. We also have Twitter and Facebook for further notifications when subscribing doesn't work for some reason.
Well, with that said, I see you in the next episode, I hope.
Thanks, and bye bye.